at that period of time in life, that was kind of like the icing on the cake in terms of like where I was mentally. Because overall, I wasn't doing the best, just because like life wasn't going the way that I thought it was supposed to go. Like I was felt like I was supposed to be in grad school. Felt like I was supposed to be making more money or more financially stable and things like that. Not even thinking back on it, I'm super young. So like these things are coming. I got avenues to do it.
Damn, Q. Baby, you did that.
What up, man? It's your boy Shad. Shad vs. Everybody podcast. Voice of Detroit. Motherfucking podcast MVP in this motherfucker, man.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
What up, man? It's your boy Shad. Shad vs. Everybody podcast. Episode 231. Moving up in the building. You already know, 231, man. Getting closer and closer at 250. What we gonna do for 250, though? We always say that, but then wound up being some trash. But man, we got special guests in the building. This young man I've been trying to get on for a nice little minute, man. We finally made it happen. We got you a husband.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Husband, dedicated husband.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
A podcast host of Black Fridays podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Can you call you producer? I'm quite sure you do everything.
Can.
Producer, engineer.
Yep.
All
yep.
that, man. Businessman.
Yep. Keep going.
He used to go by the name of Quiet Storm Zell.
Hey, you'd have been deep in the record. So.
We got Denzell Turner in the building, man.
What up, dog? I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Before we move on, dog, I was real curious about the name Quiet Storm Zell. what was that about, dog?
Oh man, I don't know where I'm at. Nah, you didn't went into the trenches with it. But real quick, Quiet Storm Zell was a previous podcast that I had prior to Black Friday. So Black Friday is technically my fourth podcast if you kind of add up some of the things I did before. Okay. Quiet Storm Zell was just a quick background on it. Theatrical podcast where I played around with creating the identity of like an old school DJ who was kind of sort of out of touch with what was going on. And then it was an opportunity for me to be able to be creative in that, and then also from a music standpoint, because I started in the pandemic. So I was just kind of thinking about this is like when mixes on YouTube and like SoundCloud was like slapping. So I really just wanted to play around with that and like come up with different themes for episodes, come up with a mix for it, and then also kind of like play around with a skit around it as well. So yeah, Quiet Storm Zell, very short lived. It made it to 8 episodes, but it set me up for success in the future of what I want to do moving forward.
Yeah, before we get, because I don't like to just attack the podcast, I want to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
But were you always solo, or did you ever have like a team of people when you was podcasting?
Yeah, for sure. So I started the first iteration or example of me podcasting started in high school. So me and some of my boys from Cass, I had got us together.
We got some beef. I was about to say that.
Hold on, where you go?
I went Southeastern.
Oh, you went to King.
Yeah,
oh, okay, all right,
we had some little beef and stuff in the studio.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But got some of my boys from high school. Some friends of mine that were, I think, a year older than me, they did an internet radio show back then. It was called Blog Talk Radio. And so I had heard them do it, and you was able to do a show for free for, I think, like 30 minutes or an hour at the time before they like cut you off. So I'm like, let me play around with this. So I grabbed some of my boys who I thought was hilarious. I'm like, we gonna start the show. And we I'm not gonna say the name of it because it's super ignorant, but we essentially it was kind of like, I'm trying to think what I could liken it to, but it was like we basically was talking about stuff that was going on in the school, but it was like very controversial in terms of things that was happening then. So we would get like a solid amount of people that would listen every week, and I thought that people wasn't really listening to the show, but it turns out that they'd get together and be listening to it together and like waiting and listening for the drama. So that was the first iteration of me kind of have an opportunity to play around with that, and then so I had some of my friends with that. Then fast forward, me and some of my boys, we started a nonprofit organization, a collab, where we would do different events. So we would do different events and different things to kind of promote the brand and what we was doing to raise money to give back in the form of a scholarship. And we had a YouTube show and we called it This, That, and the Third. So we would talk about different like pop culture topics, so to speak, things that we felt like were relevant to us and like our demographic at the time. So I worked with them in that capacity. And then so not always, the short answer is not always solo, but the last 2 iterations solo. But even with Quiet Storm Zell, it was like interview based. So I would like tap in with different homies and be like, can you do this skit for me? And surprisingly, they did.
Oh, so you a vet?
Yeah, something like that.
Especially
Something like
you bring
that.
up Blog
Yeah.
Talk Radio, because I remember my producer. That's the first time I got introduced to the whole little internet scene. Was
Yeah.
Blog Talk Radio, and this dude was damn near dying on the mic and stuff. Like he was going through some shit. Dog. That's a long story, but you could barely hear him and shit. So that's when Money had to come help him out, dog. Like you be trying to listen to this nigga, he like damn, my nigga Q died, dog. But that's the first time, man. I used to come down as a guest every blue moon whenever I had some free time. If I wasn't hooping or wasn't, you know what I'm saying, doing something, I'd come over and, you know, tag along. That's how I got introduced to podcasting. Was he had a guest named Verdict. Shout out to Verdict and Beneficial Records and stuff like that. And I came on and I asked a couple questions, and my man was like, "You pretty dope at interviewing." I'm like, "Damn, maybe I am. I'm gonna start my own podcast." And it took me 2 years later to eventually do it, because I wanted to start with a team, but my cousin and his homeboy was playing around, so I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it myself."
Yeah.
Because my first time I got hip to you interviewed somebody I known for a long time. I don't know if you know about Misha or Tamisha.
What's her brand of bitch?
She do like shit for like a wedding.
Yeah, Misha. Yeah, Misha. Yes, that is the homie. Like Misha, me and Misha literally started our businesses together and like met shortly after we started our business. This is back in 2014 when I was doing
Misha,
web design. So that's the homie.
And so Misha was I met her because at the time, this is a long time ago, but she was like my stepbrother girlfriend. And and her sister was my first girlfriend, her little sister. So,
Super small world.
Yeah, that's a throwback. So yeah, Misha is like somebody I've been knowing since I'm 39. And I've known her since I was 12.
Wow.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, very long time.
Yeah, man. So shout out to her. That's how I got hip to you, because I wasn't even following you on Instagram. I was just, I think on Facebook she had posted posted the interview.
Yep. Yeah. Me and Misha been locked in for a long time. Very, very proud of the work that she's been doing.
For sure. Now before we get to everything, I know did you have a clothing line Determination?
No, so Determination Media, that was my digital media business.
Okay.
And I used to do web design primarily for people, and then I thought I was going to do social media management, but realized I don't even like managing my own social media. So yeah, that wasn't for me. But my background is in marketing, communications, things of that nature. So it kind of tied into the stuff that I was interested in. And at that period of time, it was a creative outlet for me to be able to help people develop their websites.
For sure. This dude was a vet, dog. You do everything, cuz.
I do a couple things.
Like the high school you went to was suspect, but the college you went to.
I don't know about that. I mean, we talking about the best high school in the country.
But the college you went to is the shit, Michigan.
It's best college in the nation.
Yeah. Usually I always thought that put Michigan with King and Michigan State with Cass. It seems like a lot of people from Cass go to Michigan State.
So we didn't have a ton of King people come to Michigan, at least in my experience. But like you said, a lot of Cass people went to State, and then we had a lot of Renaissance people come to Michigan. Yeah. I don't know what the affiliation was, but some people got lost along the way. But yeah.
Now we usually start off everything with salute me while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we wait for people to pass away before we can give them their flowers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of crazy shit going on in Detroit lately too. God damn, it been a lot of shit.
For sure.
But anybody you want to give some flowers to that wouldn't expect the salute? Because it's easy to say your wife or your mom or your dad or siblings or something like that, but somebody that wouldn't expect the shout out. You got anybody you want to go ahead and show some love?
I do, and I don't know if y'all gonna say this kind of like cheating or anything like that, but I definitely don't want to continue this interview without showing y'all the gratitude and love that y'all deserve for this platform, man. Because I liken it to like a modern day Rhapsody in the Basement or things of that nature. Take me back to that genre, and I really respect the work that you all been doing and putting in over the years. 230 episodes is crazy. I just hit like 132 or something like that, 134. So I definitely got a long way to go, but just the consistency, the grind, the storytelling, I definitely appreciate the stuff that y'all do and how y'all are dedicated to it, and then helping these people in the city share their stories as well and getting those stories out there. So I would definitely want to salute y'all, man. I appreciate everything y'all do.
No, but you are one of the few podcasts that I actually look at, all right, what they doing over there. You know, because you got some in the city like, oh, that's some bullshit. Or you got something that come and go. Because a lot of people understand, like, it's hard, especially when you got guests coming on.
Yes.
It's hard to keep it going every week because you get the spin move.
Yep. We could have a whole episode about that.
like what do you do when it's a last minute cancellation, do you just cancel it completely, or do you try to hurry up and find somebody to go ahead and fill that spot?
That's a great question. So in the past, when I first started, I would actually probably just not do an episode that week and just kind of like, take it as a sign. If it's too last minute, it's like, okay, maybe let's take a break. But then as I evolved in my process, I actually I do my best to batch. So I pick certain days and I record multiple episodes, so I can have it for my episodes for the month. However, you do have people that cancel that even set up like episodes or schedule to do an interview months in advance. So when I have that and I have a disruption to the schedule where I might not be able to get my full 4 for the month, then I'll do a solo episode now, and then I just kind of step into like, okay, what topic can I talk about that's relevant to my audience and try to get some game that way. So now I'll do a solo episode, but previously, you may just not have an episode that week. But then I also implemented a cancellation policy into like my recording. So if people cancel too last minute, like within 24 hours, if you want to come back on the show, now you gotta donate to the platform, because I don't charge for episodes. So you gotta donate to the platform for me to consider you coming back on the show, because that's a slot somebody else could have had. Like that's time that I could have back and not account for. So if it's anything outside of a crazy emergency, I need you to be accountable for that time, sir.
Hell yeah, definitely. That's something we need to implement with us, dog. Like, hey, you spend this, hey, nigga, come donate to the basement, cuz we need a bigger fan, dog. For real, dog. Right. But luckily, I got a producer that has a show and talks, quite often. So whenever we do get a disruption where somebody don't show up, we can always just go ahead and start just talking.
Yes.
Like, in the post, I know it's probably kind of hard for you to be by yourself and you got to come up with stuff. It's a little easier when you got,
somebody to bounce.
Yeah, it's like, all right, man. They ain't spent us, man. Let's go ahead and get these conversations going.
Yeah.
Give me your worst excuse or like the worst reasoning somebody had for not coming. I had somebody who told me, bro, real quick, that they don't drive in the snow. Can I get them an Uber? So I'm like, you want me to pay? What? I'm like, are you my lady?
Right, I'm about to say, like, you ain't my girl.
I looked at the phone a couple times, like, I don't do this snow shit, dog. Can you give me an Uber? I'm like, nigga, you broke, nigga? Like, then I had somebody call me 30 minutes afterwards saying that he had traffic and shit, like he can't come. Like, bro, come on, dog.
Yeah, I think the worst examples that I got of that was when some people just straight up cancel and don't say anything. But I think the worst examples I've gotten is that people have shown up late, but they didn't necessarily communicate when they were showing up or why they might have been showing up late and just show up. And it's like, I understand that from a certain standpoint of like, I think it's more so like a confidence type of thing, where it's like if you show up somewhere late, you don't keep profusely apologizing. Just obviously you late, so do what you gotta do. But just from the communication standpoint, most of the time, if somebody is running late, it's like I understand where I record at, parking can be difficult. So it's like, hey, we circling around looking for parking, or I left the crib late, or I had X, Y, Z. Just communicate with me so I can adjust. But the worst examples I've gotten is that I don't think nobody day of has just not shown up. I had one instance where I thought the person wasn't gonna show up, and like 30 minutes went by, and then they popped up, and I'm like, I wasn't expecting this. But outside of that, I had a few people that would like show up late and then not communicate they were showing up late.
If you tell us like is an area, because most time if I get interviewed, I have him come with me or whatever, it's for pictures and stuff like that. And if it's somewhere that I know like the parking is gonna be an issue, I'm leaving the crib a little early. Yeah. So that extra little 30 minutes I can circle around and you know what I'm saying? People gonna appreciate you if you come on time or a little bit early. They're gonna appreciate that.
Oh, for sure.
And opposed to coming 10 minutes late, like, and then don't give a damn. Like, you don't know what I got kids, bro. You don't know what I got going on. I got a wife. Like, she already mad that I leave. So so now you about to mess it all up. Now I'm coming home to nothing. I'm like, I ain't had no episode. I ain't do shit. I just wasted the whole day.
Right. And you weren't planning on just vibing. Like that wasn't in your plan.
Yeah, like dog, niggas be thinking we live here. Like this is a spot. It's a house, yes, but we don't live here.
Right.
My granddad live here. I'll come on a nice little, you know what I'm saying, ways out.
Right.
Real quick, the worst one I had, I lied. This girl called me. She did the little voice thing over Instagram, and she make her voice real sick, like, Shad, I'm sick. I'm so sorry. I can't come. Dog, 3 hours later, I'm seeing her on Instagram
going crazy.
All in the story. Like, did she forget what she just told me?
Don Julio bottle on the head. Man, that sickness went away so quick.
Man, turn it up. I'm like, you know what? Not even gonna ask no more, dog.
You know, that made me think of one story. So I did the worst. It wasn't even a cancellation. It was a crazy situation. The person had asked me to do. They reached out to me on Instagram and they said they were author and they had just came out with a book. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, I didn't have no slots that week. This when my system wasn't completely set up. So I'm like, we can do it virtually. I'm like, bet. We had a pre-conversation. Everything was cool. I get on the Zoom because this is how we're recording, and they are in a Uber, in the back of an Uber, trying to do the interview on their phone. The service keep going in and out. I'm trying for like 15 minutes. They keep hopping on and off, and sound quality is horrible. I'm like, hey, look, I text them back or however we communicate. I'm like, look, this ain't gonna work right now. We ain't even got to do this right now. Like, I see you when I see you.
Like, if you're gonna be a car, at least be parked at your house or something. Like your car, because you're trying to get away from the noise in the house.
Yeah, but no, you scheduled this time, and I'm like, I was willing to make it work in the Uber, but it's like you in the middle of nowhere. Like, so this ain't. No.
Hey, artists, creators, like when you go on these platforms, man, just be ready, man. Like,
yes.
Like, and don't if something come up, just let them know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Not the day of or an hour before or an hour later, like we had. Like, man, it's crazy.
That's your brand at the end of the day too, because you know we get a chance to be in these intimate spaces with these people. You're talking to people for an hour, sometimes more. Like, you're gonna get a chance to know more about them and build some type of rapport. You don't want that to be on your brand and people who have, you know, influence like yourself. And then it's like, okay, well, somebody be like, yeah, you interviewed them, like, but man, they trash. Like, they showed up, or they ain't communicate. Like, you don't want that as part of your brand. So come prepared.
Treat everybody the same. Don't. Oh, this is a big
exactly.
big name podcast,
exactly.
and everybody knows about this one, so I'm gonna show early.
Right.
But your shit, you know, it's all right.
Yeah.
I get there when I get there.
Exactly.
Like, treat me with the, you know what I'm saying?
Same respect.
Respect everybody. You never know where you might be or where I might be later on in the life.
And we gotta do the same. Yeah, as far as our guests. It don't matter where you are in terms of your celebrity or whatever case may be. Like,
for sure.
I'm gonna give you the same quality.
For sure. Hell yeah. I think I might hold a record for interviewing the most podcast hosts.
Really?
I might, dog. You know what I'm saying? I should love everybody, but I don't. Twins. You think they got me more than me?
That's what they started out doing.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay. Shout out to SJ, AJ, man, the Connected Experience. But, man, talk about this year, man, 2025. It's crazy as damn near over, like halfway with the halfway mark.
Yeah.
But talk about this year and what you wanted to go into this year to accomplish personally and with the whole podcast space.
Yeah, for 2025, really what I wanted to do was to continue to, my main things was to improve the quality of my episodes, more so from like the guests and the conversations, and then like who I go after and who I make that extension to invite them on the show, and then also continue to monetize the brand and the podcast and find ways to be able to make money from it. And I think that I've been able to accomplish those two goals for sure, just in terms of like me not being afraid to reach out to certain folks and just kind of, you know, you get that confidence, you get that momentum to like, you know, don't feel like you go after a certain type of guest because that's the only type of guest you can get, quote unquote. But like, really, you know, whoever you find interest in and think that your audience will find value in, those are the type of people that you go after and have conversations with. And so really just been trying to continue to keep that going. That's been going well. And then also the monetization piece, because I've been able to teach podcasting classes. So I started that at the end of last year and rolled that into this year. And then I'm working on the digital version of that currently, which will be out pretty soon. Hopefully by the time this come out, it will be ready to go. And been able to leverage those two things. I also have paid sponsors for the podcast now, which is amazing. So I'm grateful for that. And I've been able to do some user-generated content for different brands, and then also record and do some media stuff for different brands as well and organizations, and get paid for that. So just grateful for those opportunities and continuing to grow the brand and get that awareness out there. And people who have probably known that I podcasted. I've been podcasting for it'll be 5 years in September. Okay. And people probably known that I've been doing this. Like I've seen people now just follow the Instagram page or like start to listen and great job. Like I've been doing this, but kind of the fuel to the fire is like make those people pay attention. Like that's kind of the thing that gives me more like, okay, how can I make this something that they gonna pay attention to?
No, for sure. Because I hate when people are like, oh man, you doing your thing when they see a big name.
Right.
But then when they see somebody they don't know, they ain't no comments. Like, the comments is real low, likes is real low, but you see somebody like I know you say Herman Moore, Mary Sheffield and stuff like that. I'm quite sure like you notice the difference and engagement, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like,
Absolutely.
hold on.
Yeah.
I've been doing this, and just because somebody don't have a big name don't mean that the conversation ain't dope.
Yeah.
Still
yeah.
pay attention, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. For sure. I do this.
Yeah. What about personally? What's some things you wanted to accomplish coming into this year?
Yeah, personally, I think those goals tie in from a personal standpoint because as far as the brand, want to continue to do that. For me, also develop my personal brand. So like I said, I'm a marketing professional and I got skills in media and things like that. So how can I leverage and brand and be able to monetize the brand of Denzell and the things that I do and trying to continue to improve that. That's also been a personal goal of mine. And then also from like a career standpoint, just trying to find different ways to be able to find alignment with jobs, opportunities, contracts, whatever the case may be, that would be able to teach me something and things that I'm passionate about, because that's what gets me up in the morning, to be able to be excited about something like, okay, I get to go learn this and then implement this and try to find things that align with that. And then also just continue to invest in my overall relationships, because I know how precious time is. So like definitely. Whether it's with my wife, whether it's with my family, whether it's with my friends, like just being more intentional about or more appreciative of the time, because, you know, people lives and schedules in all different spaces, but like when we do link up and get together, like just know like this is something special regardless of what it is. So just trying to be more appreciative for stuff like that and just embracing the journey overall, really.
How did marriage change you?
How did marriage change?
Because I've been married. My anniversary just was July 10th.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we hit 5 years being married.
Nice.
So did anything change about you like once you got married? Anything you needed to change?
I would say, yeah, I think that marriage changed me in the sense of, so me and my wife kind of agreed on the fact that with marriage, what your relationship is, we were together for 6 years total prior to us getting married. Okay. And so what you kind of learn is that your relationship doesn't change a ton when you get married. If anything, it's more of a heightened sense of responsibility to that person, because now it's like we locked in for life. So it's like certain things you need to always be thinking about that person when it comes to your movements and the stuff that you do. So just being more strategic about how I move around. And so like being in this space and type of person I am, I go to different networking events, different business events and things like that to network, meet people, learn new stuff and things like that. But it's just like, you know, you always want to be conscious of your household and like you don't want to just be dangling and it's like, okay, go there, handle the business and then you know go home, or there needs to be a reason for you to be there in the first place versus just like, oh, I'm just here just to vibe. Like, no, I need to, if it ain't improving our life overall, then you know it's not really, if it's not a move to be made here, it's not that important to go. And then also doubling down on the time that you spend with your significant other and just making sure that you prioritize that. Yeah,
man, because he tell me like a lot, like the whole 90-10, 80-20, making sure, you know what I'm saying, you give her time, and then you know what I'm saying, like, because without that time, boy, things gonna get real ugly. Yeah. And it's funny because like I was just randomly, I'll be thinking crazy shit, but like you was talking about the podcast and your wife, it's like my wife, I'll be letting her know like, hey, if it's a girl in here, her titties was out, I gotta let her know like, hey, this episode this episode, her titties out the whole time. I'm letting you know ahead of time. Like, as soon as the episode over, hey, look, listen. This is where I was at the whole time. This is where she was at. No, because we every time like, oh shit. Hey, wife, you know what I'm saying? When this one girl came on, I don't know what she was trying to do, but she probably was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get some eyes on her, so she had her titties out a little bit. So, you gotta let your wife know, like, hey, I did episode today. It was a good episode. Titties out, but it was a good episode though. Very smart young lady. Oh man. Now, last thing, because I'm not gonna, you know, saying stay into your personal life too much, but what made your wife the one?
Great question. So, one thing that I think that when it comes to relationships and long-term partnership, whatever, however you want to slice that up, whether you want to be married or just with somebody for a long time, it's definitely about compatibility and also just like ease of life in terms of how willing are the two of you to like merge your lifestyles and how do you all kind of fit into each other's lifestyles. And from the beginning, we started as like technically college sweethearts, but not really, because we technically didn't start dating until after college, but right after we both graduated, but we studied together and hung out, and like that's when we started to like develop feelings for each other, so to speak. So just like that ease of like just knowing or having a feeling of like I can be comfortable around this person, I can trust this person, like they make me feel seen and loved and those things. Like I knew that that's how I envisioned living my life, and know that I want to move towards the trajectory of being married, and she definitely, you know, filled all those buckets, in addition to, of course, being a lovely person on the inside and out, a beautiful person on the inside and out.
Sure.
And for me, that's absolutely what made her the one, and just her consideration of me at all times, and being intentional about the things that we do, and the love that she shares, and just knowing that I was always had the opportunity to be safe around her, and felt love around her. So that definitely what made it the case for me.
Yeah. We need a round of applause for that shit. No, it's dope, dog. It's dope, dog, for real. Because after a certain, you know, when you young, you think your whole way of thinking is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Marriage, like, hell no, I never get married, and this, that, and third. I'm gonna be a player. I'm gonna be doing this.
Right.
But after a while, you're like, man, what the hell was I thinking, man?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that comes to my question: young nigga shit versus some things I've been through. What's something a young Denzell was thinking at 19, 20, 21 that you look back on like I was tripping?
Right. Yeah, I laugh so hard because Facebook will remind you quick.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Facebook will remind you so quick.
Yeah.
I think that at that age, for me, that was probably the period in time where like I did not see the value in like relationships or like long-term relationships, because I'm just like, I'm in college, like, you know, it is what it is. Like I was not interested in being in that type of form of relationship with any ladies at that period in time. Like it just that didn't. Because the stuff that I saw growing up, and so it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So like that was just one, like that makes me think about like how I interacted with them at that period in time, and just kind of like my thought process in that period in time, and things like that. So that's definitely one thing where it's like I absolutely was tripping. And then like, you know, you just think about like them random nights you might have with the homies, and you might be out and just drinking all night and all that stuff. You like, ain't no way I could do that. Like, bro, I'm in the bed by 10 o'clock nowadays. Like it ain't no way.
Cause me and my wife be out, it'd be like 11 o'clock. Damn, it's late.
Yeah. Like what we doing? What we do? We supposed to be at home watching Netflix.
Yeah, usually be want to turn up and just like at a certain age, like, you know what, though, we be at the crib, like you said, watching Netflix or Tubi or something like that, or some interviews and just chilling. Cause bro, that junk is not fun no more.
No, not at
fun.
all.
Like even yesterday, we was over her parents' house. It got to be 11 o'clock. Like, God damn, I gotta go home. The dog need me.
Yeah. The dog need the dog.
The dog home, sad dog. Then you get over, you start thinking about the dog. Like, damn, I ain't did the dog all day.
Right.
Yeah, man. Who can you talk to during your hard times outside your wife? I know you can talk to her, but you got anybody you can, you know what I'm saying, talk to when things ain't going right?
Yeah, for sure. I got a great circle of brothers that hold me down, that we all been locked in since our college days, and some even before our college days. So I got a chance to be able to stay tapped in with them, and they keep me rooted and grounded, most definitely. I got some OGs, some mentors that I definitely have a chance to be able to run different things past, whether it's business, life, things of that nature. I can, you know, usually pick up the phone and call somebody like that. But then also like even outside of those things, and including some of those things, depending on how life is treat me at the time, I go to therapy. So I have a therapist. I've been locked in with him for I want to say almost 10 years now.
Wow.
And so it's been an amazing help for me, and just trajectory of how I've been able to develop as a person, as a man. So those are like my different outlets that I got to tap in. And then I got a big sister also that don't play about me, and she get me right too. So I got avenues.
What made you go to therapy? What was it that made you like, all right, you know what, I need to go seek some help?
Yeah, it was so my wife was my girlfriend at the time, and she had actually recommended to me. We had one of our brothers who actually had started our organization to collab with us had passed away suddenly in an accident, and like at that period of time in life, that was kind of like the icing on the cake in terms of like where I was mentally, because overall I wasn't doing the best, just because like life wasn't going the way that I thought it was supposed to go. Like I was felt like I was supposed to be in grad school, felt like I was supposed to be making more money or more financially stable and things like that. Not even thinking back on it, I'm super young, so like these things come, and I got avenues to do it. But just like the culmination of those things, it really like put me in a bad space. And then like with that, like that really did a number on me. So she had recommended, it's like, hey, you know, you might want to go to therapy, and I actually gave it a try, and it was very helpful and beneficial. And I've been keeping the same therapist all this time, and definitely been It's definitely been a game changer for me.
Black dude or black woman?
Black guy.
Okay. No, it had to be black.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Power to the people.
Was there anything that you was shocked to discover about yourself during those conversations? It's been 10 years. Was there anything that you didn't even realize? Like, damn.
Probably like stuff that impacted me when I was younger that I didn't necessarily think that impacted me as much. But then when you kind of dissect it and you think about a few different things, and it was more so kind of like one of those interpersonal things where you look back on different situations like, dang, okay, like because things like this happen in my household or it handles like this, like initially you'll think back like, oh man, you know, I was outside, I was playing, I had a good childhood, like, you know, I didn't want for much, but it was definitely some different things and like traumatic things or experiences that you wouldn't expect to have to deal with as a child. So it's like those things probably came up where I didn't think about it as much, but I'm like, dang, like no, some of my family dynamics is like messed up, and like that's why these things kind of like make sense.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people, I said a long time ago I wanted to go, you know, say therapy or whatever, but because like with me and my brother, especially my little brother, I feel like he needed a lot more just because I don't know if he ever got over. Because I didn't get over, but was able to cope with the passing of my mom,
right?
And our pops, because he was super young when that happened. Yeah. So it's like a lot of times I be thinking like, I told my wife, like, I think my little brother maybe need to go to therapy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you have all these feelings inside that you can't release, and you don't know what's going on with yourself and why you feel this way about certain things. Yeah, I definitely think he need to go, and I may need to go myself.
I recommend it, highly recommend it. And then a cheat code, and I will hope that you don't do it for this reason first, but I promise you to make you a better interviewer. And you're already good, you're already great. It's gonna make you a better interviewer.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. don't go to therapy just to start stealing. Like, you know what? I like how you do this. I'm gonna use this on my show. No, it's funny, man. What was your first adult decision where you like, you know what, I'm not a kid anymore?
Oh man, let's see. Probably just the whole experience of being in college. Primarily for me, I think that I had to grow up at a fairly young age because my mom passed away when I was 17. Like going into summer, going into my year of being a senior in high school, and so it was a lot of things I had to kind of like it was like for me mentally, like playtime was over with a lot of things. It wasn't like I couldn't just skate by because like you really got goals, and like now you don't really have no safety net. Like it's people that got me and gonna hold me down. Like I said, you know, my older sister definitely stepped up and was able to hold it down. And I had still had my grandmother at the time, but it's just like now you gotta move differently. You gotta grow up for sure. So being able like handling that transition into college and being able to navigate different things, because I didn't really have like a compass or somebody to be there with me like in the trenches and kind of like paying attention to what I got going on. Like I really had to get it out the mud, so to speak. And so just like different how I handled money, financial situations, like it was a lot of trial and error during that time frame. But I think that going through that experience in college, it definitely like helped me be a adult. Like I got through, navigated probably like my last couple of years. I felt more so like an adult where it's like, oh damn, you got an apartment that you gotta pay your rent for, and you got a car now. You got right,
bro. I don't think people understand, because you said something about that safety net with your moms and stuff like that. People don't understand. Like, of course you want to do things on your own, but you always know if your mom and dad is around and alive, if anything happen, you can always go back home.
Exactly.
You can always go back home.
Or you always got somebody have your back too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you lose that, it's like you gotta be smart on the decisions that you make.
Right.
Because like I said, you ain't got. Of course you got family members, but are they really gonna look out for you like how your mom and dad would?
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
You know
no, not at all. Not at all.
Because I was 24, my mom passed, and right there, it's just like, all right, I gotta have a whole different mindset. At the time I had a son that was 4, so it's like, all right, I really gotta have a different mindset, you know, because whenever, hey mom, I can't pay rent no more, can I come back? It's like, yeah, but I'm mad, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? But once that's gone, you gotta be thinking real smart, man.
For sure.
If you don't mind me asking, like, you didn't mention your pops. Was your pops wrong?
No, so I was raised by a single mother, so I knew I knew of my dad, and we were starting to build a relationship, but I was young when he passed away, so I think I was about 10.
Hey,
so
we're the same situation.
yeah. So we were starting to build somewhat of a relationship, and so he passed away when I was like 10. But I did have his mom, who was my grandma on that side, that I was able to stay locked in with, and that was my girl. So she held it down.
What do you say to the people? Because you mentioned your sister, your mom, your grandmas and stuff. What do you say to the people that say like women can't raise a young man to become a man?
And people stupid. People stupid, and they need to find something else to talk about, because like the women, I literally grew up in a household full of women, so I was blessed to be able to have my great grandmother and my grandmother, my mom, my older sister, and so like those were the women that raised me and helped mold me, and they didn't play about me. They listen, you ain't about to be no punk. You ain't about to you about to be presentable when you go outside. Like you gonna make sure your clothes and stuff is right. You gonna make sure your hygiene is right. Like they didn't play about those things, and I think that it's foolish to think that women can't raise men, because like those women and they was cut from a different cloth too. Like they just didn't like the way that my grandma was raised with her mom and her dad. Like it was certain things they just didn't play about, and like they was on that. So it wasn't none of that. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say nothing too crazy, but they were very intentional about raising a young man as women. I say that.
Sure. And you said you raised grandma. You said great grandma too, right?
A great grandma was in the household. Yeah.
What's the one thing that that can't nobody top as far as their cooking skills? Cause every time I think about my grandma, I think about the fried chicken. I think about these the muffins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like what's the one thing that can't nobody duplicate that your great grandma or your grandma made?
My great grandma probably cooked way more than my grandma did, but my grandma with her, she didn't cook often, but when she did cook, like it was on point. So like sure. I remember her sweet potatoes, like that was her sweet potatoes or yams, like those were top tier for the holidays. So sure. Like even when she got older, like she still be able to like make those real well. So nobody mess with her when it came to that.
Shout out to my great grandma, man, because when I think about grandmas, like kids nowadays ain't gonna have those classic grandmas with the house coat.
Oh nah, grandma outside. Like
my great grandma, every time Christmas came around or Mother's Day or birthday, we bought her a house coat. She's rocking those house coats, dog. Yeah. All around the crib with the big arms and stuff, making food. Like the kids nowadays, y'all fucked up, dog. Y'all would never experience that love from a great grandma. When she hug you, it just feel different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When she do something for you, feel different. Even when she cuss you out, it's different.
No, grandma annex with you now. Yeah. Grandma outside with you at the same time.
For sure. Like rest in peace to the classic grandmas, because it's never gonna be, because now these grandmas, they only want to be called grandma. You gotta call them some old cool nickname.
Grandma and all that, gam. Yeah.
It's always it can't be granny or grandma. Like I guess a lot of y'all probably too young. Y'all should still be moms. But no, shout out to the classic grandmas, man.
Yes.
When the last time you cried, it didn't have nothing to do with death?
Last time I cried didn't have nothing to do with death. Hey man, I ain't opposed to crying. I let out a good few tears. You always feel better after the fact. I'm trying to think when was a situation that I cried that didn't have nothing to do with death,
or something that you watch that every time you watch it, always get that reaction from.
Or that got me emotional.
Yeah, movie or song.
So
or TV
I almost did. I don't know if this fully count, but I almost cried at my wedding. So like people was like telling me, "Oh man, you gonna cry? You gonna be boohooing? You gonna?" And it was I always like got right there at different moments in the wedding, but it just didn't. Like I don't know, maybe it was the G, maybe it was the pride in me. I don't know what it was, but it wouldn't let it come out. It was a few different moments where it definitely almost like hit me, like because you're just surrounded by so much love, and obviously you getting a chance to be married to the love of your life, and it's just a lot of things that culminate to that moment. So yeah, it almost hit me several times, but it just wouldn't. The tears wouldn't come out.
What was the song y'all danced to? Y'all first dance?
The first dance, it was
oh shit, I messed up.
Nope. Because I remember it was So Much More by, I can't remember the artist name, the song is called So Much More.
Yeah. You know, the whole time that was the scariest thing about, because me and my wife, we both can't dance. So that was a scary. Like, we wound up not having a big wedding because of COVID. We got we planned on getting married in 2020. We even paid for everything 2 weeks before COVID happened. Yeah, and wasn't able to get our money back. I was out of bread, but I was so nervous about the dance. That's the only thing I thought about the whole time. I wasn't thinking about nothing else besides we gonna be dancing for everybody looking like two complete fools. None of us can dance. My kids can dance better than us. So we just gonna just be rocking back and forth looking crazy. Then
hey man, it's your show, so you can do whatever you want.
No, for sure, man. What's something that you wanted to be that you never told nobody?
That I wanted to be that I never told nobody.
As a young kid, like I want to be a tap dancer.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't me. For me, probably I toyed around with the idea of like stand-up comedy because like people say I'm funny, or I feel like I'm naturally funny when it comes to certain things, certain situations. But I thought like, okay, this might be a career for me, like,
sure.
but I just was like, I'm not the type of guy that's gonna sit down and be writing jokes and like shopping jokes all day. Like that's not how my mind works. Like I'll do that with like a business plan or a marketing campaign or something like that, but not from like a comedic standpoint. So that was something that I thought about in the back of my mind because people say like, oh, you funny and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I just can't see myself on the stage telling jokes. And I slide something in if I'm speaking, depending on what the platform is. But I like to be like intentionally writing jokes. I just never saw that for myself.
Man, that was one of mine too, man. I wanted to do that, but I realized like it's hard writing jokes, man.
Yeah.
It's hard writing jokes, man. Cause I think I had my one joke. Was like my condom joke. Like when you go inside the gas station and there's a lot of people in there, so you get the Magnum, but when everybody leave, you put it back and get the trophy. That was like the one. It was only joke. Like, hey, nigga, get that Magnum. Everybody that
right,
hey, nigga, give me that motherfucker.
You gotta get loud. Yeah,
you gotta be loud, bro. Like the XL. Now you like, damn, I don't even. Cause that's how. Yeah, that's another story. I ain't gonna make it about me. Before we get to the whole, podcast thing, what if you had to use an album or a song to describe a part of your life? What album or song would you use? It could be your high school years, college years, right now.
Oh man.
But you press play, and this is gonna be you. Maybe not all the way you, but it's just that song gonna make you think about a certain time of your life.
You said album or song? Mm-hmm. So for me, one song I already resonated with was "Sky's the Limit" by Biggie,
and like that's my favorite Biggie song.
Come on, man. See, come on, man. See, you already know.
Probably one of my top 10 songs ever.
Yeah, like that song is just beautiful. Like talking about the struggle, and like I can identify like that first verse stuff he was just talking about, like where I ain't have as much money as the other kids. Like I ain't necessarily have money for school lunch or whatever the case may be, but like people mess with me off personality, like stuff like that. Like that's a song I always resonated with, especially like during that time frame, like growing up. Mid to late 90s, and then like 2000s going through school and like feeling the same way that he did, but he like, look what I was able to make out of my life.
That whole video concept with the little kids.
Yeah, with the little kids. Yeah, that's my favorite video.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs like ever, dog. Like, yeah, you're a good person for that. Now, you spoke on it a little bit as far as like, your moms and your granny and stuff like that, but just talk about growing up a little bit more. Like, where did you grow up? East side, west side? If it was Detroit or outside? Yeah. Like, talk about, young Denzell just a little bit. Yeah,
born and raised in Detroit on the west side, Schoolcraft and Greenfield. That's my neighborhood, more specifically Asbury Park, and grew up over there, man. And like I said, had a household. My great grandma, mom, grandma, sister, and like my elementary school was a couple blocks up the street. So when I was old enough, I got to walk to school by myself. Had a bunch of friends in the neighborhood, and really just enjoyed meeting and having friends that I'm still like locked in with from the neighborhood during that time frame. And it just was like a simple time. I always enjoyed like being outside with my friends, exploring, playing sports, riding bikes, doing whatever the case may be. Now the thing is that like I absolutely love school. Like I would get mad if I couldn't go to school one day. And I used to, but my thing is that once I started to get older, and I mean, it's part of my DNA too. I had a smart mouth. So like when I got older in school and I got comfortable, like when I was in 5th grade, like you kind of like the older kids in school. And so I got comfortable. So I'll be talking, obviously you talk trash to other people and like y'all make jokes about each other all day long, but then like those jokes started to turn into a couple of fights after a while. It did turn to a couple of fights, and then also like mouthing off to teachers and stuff because maybe I wasn't feeling challenged in class, or I just wanted to have the last word. But like I said, I had a smart mouth, so that was kind of me coming up. But always did well in school. Like I said, always enjoyed school and was a knucklehead at different points in terms of not knowing when to shut up. But I did my best to try not to make sure my people didn't have to worry about me because we had enough stuff going on. So it's like I don't want to be a problem. In addition, now I didn't always succeed in that, but I did my best to try to mind my P's and Q's and just know like, okay, I got an opportunity to try to change some things if I followed the right path.
For sure, I definitely was that one getting A's and B's, and my citizenship shit was all threes. Like, do people still get those citizenship? It was like 1, 2s, and 3s.
I don't even know. Ain't no telling now. Ain't no telling now.
Mama, you got all 3s. I'm like, but Mom, I got all A's.
Yeah, right.
You talk too damn much. Man, good days, man. Shout out to Bustle, man. Yeah, we from the West Side. That's crazy, man. Like all the careers from the West Side.
Nah, man, it's some on the East. It's some on the East, yeah.
Man, now, yeah, you said nothing with the bike thing too, man. Niggas don't know about bike riding and all that.
Nah,
like,
nah.
Man, I just told a story the other day how I got slammed off my bike, dog. I was like 10, a little 16-year-old nigga just slammed me on my shit. Like, nothing I could do. And he was 16.
Yeah.
Like, dog, it was over, dog. Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to that, man, to the West Side, man. My cousins, that's because I'm from the East Side, but the only time I come to the West is my cousin and crib. They stay on Schoolcraft and Schaefer.
Okay. Yep.
So I used to be over there all the time.
Yes, sir.
West Side, especially that little area, man, had so many girls over there, man. I used to love going over their house, man. And
Good wait.
We used to play basketball over by this church. They used to have like the court. Like it was like they had the lights come up at night.
Yeah.
So you could hoop all day, all night, dog. And it was right next to the precinct, so it really wasn't too much going on as far as like, saying anything crazy like fighting and shooting and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to
different era.
Yeah, shout out to the West Side, man. Y'all girls, man. Y'all had some dope girls. Love y'all. Now, man, we on the podcast, man, because like I said, I don't like to immediately jump to the podcast.
Yeah.
And I know you said you went through all these, phases of starting the podcast from blog talk radio to being by yourself. What inspired you to start this whole podcast journey? And right now, with Black Friday podcast, like what inspired that whole thing?
Yeah, well, Black Friday is so in 2020 when basically the world was on fire, essentially. I had moved back home from grad school. I was living in Florida, went to University of Miami, graduated, came back home, lived with my sister. And so like maybe 4 days or a few days after I got back, George Floyd situation happened.
Shit, yeah,
and so like just really during that time frame, people was having different call outs for how do we like empower our own communities and things like that. And so it was a call out for Black Tuesday where you only go to Black owned businesses that day. Okay. So I participated in that, and then outside of that, I just kind of toyed around with the idea, like, okay, Black Tuesday, Black Friday, like, why can't we do something like every Friday with Black businesses? So I just kind of sat on it for a while, and then September of 2020, now I'm living in Seattle because I had started a new job, and I had the idea of doing an Instagram Live series where I would talk to different people in my circle that had their own businesses. They were creatives, like they had their own hustle, and so I wanted to spotlight what they was doing to be able to like as my opportunity to give back and elevate my people who are doing the right things with their platforms. And so I started doing that on a weekly basis and chopping up with different people that I knew and people that I didn't know. And so started to build the brand. And then after the fact, or after about a year, I said I wanted to turn this into an actual podcast. And so decided to turn to a podcast so I can serve more businesses, tell more stories. And then I started doing an audio version, and I was recording on Zoom. And then I decided to I recorded on Zoom, took the audio off of that, and then used that for the podcast. But then I decided that I wanted to start doing video as well. So I figured out, one of my homies taught me how to edit and edit videos once I got done with them and like customize them. So I started doing videos, and then started doing in-person interviews when I moved back home in 22. So yeah, that's how I got started.
How much better was it doing in-person interviews in opposed to doing it over Zoom? Because I know we went through a period of time where we had to do it over Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Just because of the whole pandemic, and we didn't know where we should be next to people and stuff like that. Like, how different was it? I used to hate doing it over Instagram Live, over Zoom. Like, I could never feel the connection with the person in opposed to how you is, side by side.
Yeah. It was always a difference because like with Instagram Live, it was people who I somewhat knew. The rapport was always better for the most part because like I kind of knew how to play off of them and how to talk to them, engage with them. But the people I didn't know, then it's kind of like a little bit awkward because you never had that in-person engagement or interaction. So that's how so it was weird for me at different phases, but more so depending on the guest and like how much I knew them. And then also recording over Zoom was a little awkward, but in person, like I think in person was so much better because you get a live feel. You can play off of people a lot more. You can kind of understand the energy in the room and like how they like might be feeling that day and where you can kind of take the conversation. So I definitely preferred that, and I think you get more, I wouldn't say more authentic because you have a great conversation over video, but I think that it's more organic. Yeah, it's more organic.
I always feel like, man, my ones over Zoom and stuff like that, or we use StreamYard, like I always felt like I'm not doing like a good job. Like it's just, I don't know, it just don't feel right, dog.
Yeah.
We talk on the phone and just looking and stuff. I don't know. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I love, because when you come down, I can understand how I can, all right, let me see, they a funny person, they quiet.
Yeah.
Like, do I gotta, you know what I'm saying, start with some jokes to, you know what I'm saying, open this thing up?
Now there was some awkwardness in person too. Like you can't escape that. Like people awkward, they awkward. Yeah.
Talk about that, like those awkward encounters with somebody in person, man. Because like that's why I got like an age limit. Like I don't like talking to people under 23.
Okay.
I'll be surprised sometimes you get
See,
somebody.
I ain't talking to no YNs. Y'all stay away from my platform.
You get some that surprise you. Like I had a couple of I had an artist. I forget her name, man. But she was pretty dope.
Yep.
She was young. I had a couple people, but then you got some who just don't have nothing to talk about.
Right.
They haven't lived
Exactly.
life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different conversation than opposed to somebody who really been through some stuff.
Yeah, the awkwardness in person, I think that's something I had to figure out how to navigate over time, because it's two-sided, because you'll have people that's like kind of naturally like shy and awkward, and so I really just try to, it helps me understand where I have to take the conversation if we're already in the podcast, because if I realize like, okay, you're not talking as much because maybe you haven't necessarily done this. I've had the opportunity to do a lot of people's first interviews, which is really cool, but also like, you know, you don't really kind of know how to flow with certain conversations or talk about certain things about your business. So I just I ask more questions in those interviews and just try to kind of like coach them along versus like trying to get more in depth about what it is that they do, because the experts, you can just throw them a softball and they gonna go in. Yeah,
you be like, oh hell yeah, I like this.
But then the other people, you kind of gotta like, you know, remind them about certain things about their business and things like that. But then before we record, you can kind of like gauge. I try to like gauge the energy of people, because I know I record in the evenings. People be tired sometimes. Like it was a few people that came on that was like, I just genuinely like, how was your day? How's it going so far? So I can understand like, okay, where we going? Where I can take this? What the energy gonna be like somewhat once we get in front of the camera. The professionals can like come in there and then turn it on and be like ready to go. But like some people might not be able to like kick that, or it's gonna take them a while. So kind of got to walk them through that. So I really just try to have conversation with them, you know, of course, be hospitable, be friendly when I talk to them beforehand, and kind of see where their headspace is.
Because man, you get some people come down here, me and Q. So what is this podcast about? You asked me to come on the show,
right?
So what you gonna be asking me? Like, I'm like, listen, man, listen.
I done had some of those, and by like messages, people trying to set up interviews. Somebody tried to send people that were not black on my platform, and I'm like, listen, that's not how this works.
So that's a no-go. No matter what.
I mean, number one, you have to be black to come on Black Fridays.
Sure.
No others. You have to be black and identify as black. That's how that works.
Oh man, so no exceptions, huh?
Yeah, no, that's the number one requirement. Now, in the future, will I maybe start something that's more inclusive from that standpoint? Probably, but Black Fridays is for
my blacks.
people, people who identify as black and are black,
definitely. Do you remember how life was for you when you first started Black Fridays podcast? Like, how was your headspace going? You know what I'm saying, during that time?
Yeah, I was in a interesting space from the standpoint I was living in a new place. I was in Seattle, and I didn't know much about that. It was the pandemic, so people weren't really outside, and I didn't get the full experience of Seattle until like 6 months in, and so me being able to start Black Fridays around that time allowed me to stay connected to my roots back home, and then also expand to different places, because I would talk to people who might be in Ohio, or I might be talking to people who would be in different places in the country, primarily Michigan, but I had a chance to talk to people who might be from Detroit, but like living elsewhere and having experiences there. So it gave me a sense of community, like being able to do that and be connected to people, and it definitely helped during that time frame, because like I said, Seattle can be an isolated place overall, and then you add the pandemic on top of that, then it can get real tricky. So if your mental ain't right, or at least somewhat right, like you can experience some things out there. So but overall I think that it helped me be in a really good space and just feeling connected in a time frame where people weren't really connected.
For sure. Have any of your goals changed from when you first started the podcast and now, like as far as like what you wanted to do with this show?
Absolutely. So the number one thing was the monetization piece, just because like the type of work and skills that I built and things that I had to learn just to be able to do this thing. And it's like, I think that I see ways now that make sense for me ethically that is an avenue to be able to get paid from the platform, because like I said, I don't charge people to come on my show. I think that kind of kills the authenticity of the episode.
Exactly.
So I don't appreciate y'all charging me $1,000 to come on here, because I want my money back after the episode.
Man,
but
I got you. I'm gonna cash out you.
appreciate it. But I just think that you said the things that goals that
have changed or expanded.
Yeah, so that's one thing, the being able to definitely find different ways to monetize off of it. And then also, how can I be, one of my goals is to, over time, make sure that I'm helping build more sustainable Black businesses, whether that's them being able to get knowledge from the people that come on this show, or in conversation with people that come on the show, maybe helping expand their horizon, different things they may have not necessarily thought about with their business, which has happened here and there. And then also help people navigate to these Black-owned spaces and businesses. How can I go and work with this person, and how can I go and spend money with this person? Like, people have found out about different events through my platform or my newsletter that I do, and been able to get connected to these different Black spaces, Black people, Black businesses, and do business with them, which is what I really do it for, and what I really enjoy and love.
For sure. Now, you told us off camera, but like, tell people, like, what equipment do you use as your setup and stuff on the show?
I told you, don't ask me that on camera. No, yeah, I'm definitely a big proponent of being lean, especially when it comes to podcasting, if you want to get started in this space. And so I leverage my mobile devices. So I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max that I use as one of my camera angles. I have an iPad 10th generation that I use as another angle, and then my Osmo Pocket 3 is what I use to be able to record my show. When I first started recording in person with other people, I would just set up my iPhone on a tripod and just capture both of us in one angle. Then I figured out how to take that one angle, slice it up, and make it look like it's multiple angles. And then I decided to, one of my friends was helping me record the episode. He was like, let me put up my phone on the guest, and then you put your phone on you. And then so we did that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see the difference. So I invested in another iPhone after that, and then thought I had lost that phone, so I bought an Osmo, but then found that phone later. So I said, so I still got a backup. But just being able to, that's the equipment that I use to record. The microphones that I have are Samsung mics, which are the traditional handheld joints with XLR cables, like the one that we're looking at right here.
Gotcha.
And then I also have a PodTrack 4. That's like a recorder, handheld recorder that you can use, and it's pretty mobile and really good. And I use that in the studio that I record out of as well. And they have Zoom mics, so I get a chance to use that. And then I edit with Adobe Premiere Pro. So that's kind of the main things that I use to make the podcast.
Okay, dope. When did you realize people was really connecting with your content? Like, damn, they really paying attention. Like, they really fucking with it. Like, at what point was that?
I would probably say during the Instagram Live era, because even though, you kind of you fall in that trick bag with social media where it's like, oh, not that many people watching, or whatever case may be, but people would message me and be like, oh, like, I just bought such and such from so-and-so, and I really liked that episode. And when I started to kind of understand that, and then when I put the podcast out there, when I put the audio out there for the first time, and I started to see the downloads come in, even though it was like 5-10 downloads a week, I was like, people actually taking the time to listen to this. And so that's what really kept me going, but also not being married to like the numbers and the stuff, more so the output. Like, how can I put quality episodes out there? How can I have better conversations? How can I improve the aesthetics of the show and stuff like that? So that's when I started to realize, like, okay, people actually are paying attention, and they're interested in these things. They're buying from people that they see on my show, or reaching out to them for their services. And I was like, this is something I gotta keep going with. But it's a labor of love too.
Man, it take time, man. Cause I be calling all the time, like, dog, we be thinking one episode, this motherfucker gonna do numbers. I can't wait. They be like, wrong. Like, damn.
Yep.
But it take time.
And you probably get done one episode, I'm like, man, I wasn't feeling that one. That one go crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, man. But you be those ones that you just know, this gonna do something.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
You get more engagement on your social media than you do on the YouTube.
Exactly.
Or, you know what I'm saying? They not listening. Like,
exactly.
It's like, it's so hard to really, you know what I'm saying, get that junk to pop off how you want it to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then with the algorithm, you don't know how your junk gonna fall. You gotta know what time to post, when to post, how long it should be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But you just gotta, it's so much to it, and it's not as easy as people may think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I know with me, I don't know about you, but I'm sending out like every time I want to get a guest on or I want to build my audience, I'm just sending them my YouTube link.
Yeah.
So I'm just sending it like,
Yeah.
hey, check it out.
Yep.
And you out of 20, you might get 3 to respond.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep it going.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got that portfolio. You got that digital portfolio to show. Like I ain't no rinky dink podcast doing this every so often. Like no, I got a catalog.
Yeah, for sure. How do you go about picking guests? Are you really picky besides the whole not being black thing? Are you picky
Very
about
picky about that.
Are you picky about the guests that you choose?
I would say yes, because like for me, my baseline is that I look for somebody who's been in business for like 2 to 3 years to show that there's some level of commitment to what it is that they've been doing, and then also for like the entrepreneurs that I have, and then also how are you leveraging your business to be able to impact your community? Like, is there some type of communal aspect to it that you're investing in or giving back in some type of way, or trying to elevate other people with your business, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything outside of that. And then it's also had to be something I think is of quality and something that you have like a strong brand with. And I have to be able to know I can make a good conversation out of it. And I think that I can have a great conversation with anybody, but I want it to be of value and of substance for people. So I need to know like you have a strong brand and you have something to stand behind it. So for people that come on the show, or people might be interested in the show, what kind of helps is that social proof that you can build. Like, so if you got articles that's written about you, if you've been on the news, if you've been on Shad versus Everybody, like if those things help you to be able to build up your brand for a podcaster like me to be like, that's somebody that's interesting to talk to, because I got something to base it off of.
How many people do you got on the wait list that's never gonna get off that wait list?
I don't have anybody on the wait list. It's definitely people that I need to respond to and follow up with, but I don't think I have anybody. I don't have a traditional wait list. I probably should create one.
I got one.
For those people that for those people who I would say is probably not ready to be on Black Fridays in the sense of where they maybe are in their business journey or what they do overall. I think I want to find a creative way to be able to support those people as well, because back in the day what I would do is everybody, obviously I only got so many Fridays, you only got 52 Fridays in a year. So if I'm doing an episode Instagram Live, if I'm connected with somebody every Friday, it's only 52 people, but like let's say it's more people that might be interested, I would do I called it a Black Business Shout Out. And so I would do a live where I had 10-minute or 15-minute slots, and people would come on and then talk about what it is that they do, and then get right to it, and then we gonna go from there. So it's an opportunity for them to be able to get some content, get their word out about what it is that they do, and that really was successful for me when I did it. I was able to find my business coach through that platform, and then some other people was able to elevate their businesses in terms of the services that they offer from that, and people bought and shopped with some of the people that came on there. So I'm trying to work on something that I can do something along those lines again, but in person format to help people out. Because
I try not to make this podcast a rap podcast. You know what I'm saying? I try to explore different people, but the rappers be trying to come on. And I'm like, oh, you got a project out? No, not yet. Like, one single, like, I'm gonna get back with you, dog. I got some people ahead of you, bro. Like, my thing is, just because you put one song out, you're not ready to get interviewed real quick. Like, you need something, man.
Right.
And that's my advice to a lot of people who doing something. If you just start tomorrow, don't try to focus on your brand before you know what I'm saying, try to be interviewing somebody's platform.
Exactly. You got to.
Talk about that guest that you picked, and you like, damn. You ain't got to put the name out there, but like, this is a bad decision. Like, you had to hold down the interview like the entire time.
Oh man, yeah. So I've had a few of those, but luckily it's literally only been a few, like maybe 3 max, where it was either they asked me. So earlier had me how I pick people. So I have my own internal list of people I would be interested in talking to, just from what I see and what I'm interested in. But then also people reach out as well, and then like there's different PR people that I have built connections with and relationships with, and they'll be like, hey, I'm working with a client, like could they come on? And I'm like, all right, send me their portfolio, we can take a look. So that's how I typically get guests. So it's some people that have like hounded me, not hounded me, I want to be that person. I want to say they were beating down my door to get on the podcast, but they had requested maybe a couple of times, like, hey, could we come on the show, or whatever the case may be. And then so I'm like, let's make it happen. And then that was one of the episodes in terms of like, just to let down, like, show up late one wasn't really communicating. Like I didn't feel like you really valued the time or the spot to be able to sit here, have this platform to talk about what it is that you do and like maximize it as much as you could for what it was that you was doing. And so, just realized like they wasn't as invested in their business as they kind of talked about and kind of had a few different things going on, which is cool, which is great. But it's just like, what we here to handle. Let's focus. Let's lock in on that and then be able to do that. But that's probably one of the times that I was like, disappointed in somebody who asked, you asked to be here. Like it wasn't like, I was hounding you or whatever case may be. You was like, look, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna be ready. And then like you didn't maximize on the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Because I know interviews like you gotta start putting your own story into it. Like, damn, I gotta start telling stories about mine just for that little space in between.
Yeah.
Like, man, how was it growing up? It was good. Yeah. Like, shit, man.
Cool.
Back when I grew up, nigga, we had this, that, third. We ain't had no lights, no electricity. That's fucked up. Like, dog.
Who interviewing who?
Like, I'm asking my own questions. Like, damn, man. But give me a person that surprised you, not about their interview skills, but just surprised how dope they were. Like damn, because a lot of times when you watch interviews, it can make you change your outlook on that person. Like, damn, now I want to listen to your music because you just came on and gave such an amazing interview. I'm invested now. Who was that person for you who came on the platform?
That comes to mind immediately, Detroit Diamond, which is I know a friend of the podcast, been on here 19 times.
I gave her first interview, man.
First, second, third, fifth, eighth. But no, I loved every time. I loved the progression of y'all conversations every time that she came on here. And definitely a huge shout out to her because I had just got done watching the Netflix show and then reached out to her, I believe I want to say probably at the top of this year. And like her showing up and just how real she was willing to get in terms of like where she was in her artistry, about the show, her journey, because I didn't know all of the back end or the backstory about kind of like she was really getting out the mud and the trenches. And so I'm thinking like, okay, you just came off Netflix, like you rolling, like they just gave you this check X, Y, and Z, and she like, listen, it wasn't none of that. Like I went on there, I maximized my opportunity, I did what I had to do, and just her like her realness and what she like brought to that conversation, I'm very appreciative for her because she didn't have to. Like she could have showed up and just been kind of just like, I'm here to talk about my music and X, Y, and Z. She like, no, let's talk about it. She like, I'm like, is there anything that's off limits? She like, no, we can get into it. We can get into it, whatever. And I feel like, I believe that, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, she might see this, that was her first interview following the show actually being out. Okay. Because I know she had did some other things. She did some freestyles and stuff, I think like in promotion or like in preparation of the show coming out or while the show was out. But I think that was like her first like interview talking about her experience and being on that show. So that one surprised me. It was just very eye-opening because I'm a huge fan of like documentaries, reality shows, stuff like that. So and that show in particular. So when she came out and talked about it and just answered all my questions, I'm like, okay. I'm like, that surprised me.
Yeah, I ain't got happy diamond, sad diamond, mad diamond, diamond on blowing up. Like I ain't got all type of diamonds, man. But I found her just because she fell off a chair.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So I seen that, and I'm like, then I listened to music, like, oh, she pretty dope.
Right.
Yeah. So it was an honor. Like I love like when I could be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm the first person to ever interview you. I love those moments, man. Yeah. And then you see him go on and progress and get better and better and then come back. Like, it's always dope to me, man.
Yep.
The person that, give me a person that you was nervous about.
Oh, man. It's a few because I done messed up intros being like thinking I got it and like you got this plan in your head and then you start to kick off the episode and you like, what's my name? That I was nervous to interview. Right. I would probably say in more recent memory, talking to Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist and then also City Council President Mary Sheffield, because like I just understood I think that I was more so nervous, not necessarily in the sense of like meeting and interacting with them, because both of them are pretty like, they like people's people. Like they gonna shake your hand, they gonna say hello, they gonna speak to you, have a conversation. Not from that standpoint, but just like I know I have an opportunity to. They're in campaign mode, so I have an opportunity to be able to help elevate their messaging, the work that they do, the stuff that they do on this platform, and I want to make sure I do a good job in doing that. So it's just like you kind of get a lot of, or I felt, I should say, some pressure in that regard, so like that's probably probably where the nervousness and the angst came from, because like I want to make sure I ask the right questions. I want to make sure I ask them in a timely manner and not get too sidetracked. So I think that those most recently, just because of where they are right now in the space that I interviewed them, it's like I want to make sure I can help elevate the stuff that they do. And then I did have a chance to interview mayoral candidate Santil Jenkins as well, and that one was probably a little bit more easygoing because I had the experience of talking to Mary beforehand, so I'm like, okay, I kind of know what pockets to hit now.
Sure. See, I think the first person that had me nervous was this girl named Autumn Kyle. She had Detroit cookie dough or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's the homie. Yeah,
that's my dog.
Yeah,
but I just knew her education. Her education, like she was so smart.
Yes,
she had a whole, you know what I'm saying, two businesses at the time, whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm coming off of talking all hood niggas and hood rats and shit. So I got to her. I wanted to make sure I could keep the conversation going.
Yes,
I want to make sure I didn't sound dumb, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure everything was correct because I just wanted, but she was dope.
Yeah.
She answered everything and it was cool. And Micah Shoemake.
Oh, Micah Shoemake was on here. Okay, dope.
Yeah, she was another one. Like, we were both having a conversation. She was like, look, you cussing your ass off, I'm talking regular, but we still having a good conversation.
Yes.
Because it was like...
Because I tell people when they come on my show, because so recently I had a lady named Brandy, the millennial manager, and she cusses a lot in her content. That's part of her brand. And she had asked me before we got started recording, she's like, can I cuss on? I'm like, look, be yourself, because that's your brand, that's what you built. But I want everybody to be themselves. So even if Lieutenant Governor or if City Council President want to drop the F, I'm like, hey, listen, I want you to be your authentic self when you come on here.
For sure, But I'm like, she was the first person I was a little nervous just because of her education background and stuff. And I'm like, man, I graduated high school. That was it. Like, can I keep up with this? And it was cool. It was a dope. And that was the interview I realized, all right, I can do this. Yeah. Another interview that surprised me, I'm like, I'm dope. was Coco.
Okay.
When Coco came on, because you got to think, I'm listening to Coco in elementary, middle school on the radio.
Yes.
So I got to make sure I come with my right shit.
Yeah.
Because she been doing this for a long time, interviewing some of the people that you would only dream about interviewing. So you got to make sure it's a good conversation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It wound up being dope. But she became my auntie.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Was it ever an interview? Of course, you have, you know what I'm saying, a lot of interviews, but was there ever one that stood out to you that really stamped you like damn, I'm good at this? Like for the artists, they got that album. Like, you know what? This album stamped me. I'm the shit.
Yeah. I don't know if I have like that defining. I think it's different. I think it's different in terms of the perception of where people kind of think that moment is for me, and then where I think that moment is for myself. So I'll talk about where I think that moment is for myself. So when I had I've known her for a while, Gail Perry Mason. So she's a legend in the city of Detroit from the financial standpoint, and then also just being civically involved overall in the work that she does. She done work with all types of people, cashed out to mayors, like people city, all types of stuff. Like her resume is crazy, but she's like super down to earth and humble. And I've known of her since high school, but never had a chance to like sit down and engage and have a conversation with her. And so when I reached out to her and I asked her would she be on the podcast, like she said yes. And she said yes because she saw what I was doing beforehand. I was like, I believe in this and I see where you're going with it. And so that for me was like a defining moment for a few different reasons, because of the level of success that she's been able to have and where she's cemented in the city of Detroit, and her willingness to come on the show and have that conversation with me. And then also from a production standpoint, that was the episode where I started using 2 different cameras to actually start recording, and then that changed how I recorded my episodes moving forward. So that was a defining moment for me, because I'm like, wow, like somebody of her stature sees the value in the work that I do. And then I think that from what the perception is that because people are talking to me about it all the time now, is the episode that I did with Mary Sheffield. And so that's my most watched episode of all time, like still climbing in terms of views and things like that. So I think that with that moment, and then of course the brand that she's been able to build and the platform that she has, and obviously what she's doing like in terms of chasing history, I think that that's something that made people pay attention. And so when they talk to me now, they be like, oh yeah, I saw your interview with Mary, and I'm like, I got 100 something else interviews before that one, but I get it and I understand. So that's what I would think in terms of defining moments.
Mary Sheffield, I'm still waiting for you, girl.
Mary, pull up on E-Block.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope, real dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on the block. But Then I had brain fart. Oh, do you ever go back and watch film? Like how, coaches or basketball players watch themselves. Do you ever go back and watch something and critique yourself? Like, all right, I need to change this. I was looking down. I was saying this, or I may have cut somebody off too early. Like, do you look at stuff like that?
Yep. So for me, I do it in real time because I edit my shows too. So when I'm going back and going through the episode, like I'll notice different things where it's like, okay, you should have did this, or this could have been better. Like I got mad at myself the other day. My wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Man, the sound don't sound. This sound is weird. There's some stuff weird on here." And I'm just like, "Oh, she's like, it sounds fine. Like, chill out." But it's something that I noticed. I'm like, okay, I got to be able to change this and improve at least this piece of the podcast. So like I'm looking around at y'all stuff now, like stuff I can use in the future. But I get a chance to do it real time and identify changes that I can make. But then recently, maybe a few months ago, I just randomly started listening to different episodes that I did early on, just to kind of hear the progression of the shows and the answers that I would get to people and stuff like that. And then I had a repeat guest that came on that episode will be dropping soon. They came back onto the show, so I re-listened to that episode and to do some homework for the conversation that we had recently.
Definitely. That's like, do you ever watch other shows and be like, all right, I'm gonna take a piece, or don't do that, or because I watch a lot of different podcasts from the city, from the legends as we have. Like I learned from Nori, stop cutting people off. Nori don't let you. It'd be a great answer that you gave out, and he just cut right in between there. Like, dog, come on, Nori. I was reinvested into this conversation, but I take things from maybe Wallow and stuff, because that's one of my favorite people. Do you watch other people's shows and kind of take all right, I ain't gonna do this?
Yeah, I watch. So The Pivot is one of my favorite podcasts.
God, Pivot,
so
that's my shit, dog.
Love The Pivot, and I love the way that they kind of craft their questions and how they bounce off of each other. But really, more so, I pay attention to Ryan and how he kind of gets into. He has these stories that he knows he wants to go down before he'll ask a question, and he does it. You can tell he has a lot of time and experience with that. So that's something I try to pay attention to. Who else do I listen to? Social Proof with David Shands. We was talking about that before he started recording, and just how he kind of his curiosity, really, he lets that lead him in his interviews, and that's something I pride myself on and making sure that I do, because that's really what it's about. We have a conversation, you want to get to know somebody, you want to know certain things about them, let your curiosity lead you. Don't be so robotic about it, you on the news or something. And I'm trying to think, what other podcasts do I tap in, because some stuff I had to because I listen to a lot of business podcasts, and then some stuff I had to wean myself off of, because it's you ain't doing this, you ain't got $1 million yet, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, you gotta run your own race. So I'm I gotta calm down on that a little bit, and probably listen to some stuff that's more entertaining and things like that.
See, I need to start listening to other podcasts and not just entertainment podcasts.
Yeah,
because I'm just so good. I'm like, Joe Budden is my favorite podcast.
Okay,
even though I hate how they did Rory and Moore. Yeah, because the original 3 was dog, that was a classic. That's my introduction to podcasts was them, Tastone,
yes,
and Nori, and stuff like that. But when they broke up, it's how it's gonna be. Even though I like that they got
he remixed it.
Mark Lamont Hill was the best thing he could ever done. Yeah, I did not know that dude was that funny, dog. I'm so used to see him on serious stuff. That dude, and he come back at you tough. Yeah, that was a great addition. Joe Budden gonna get some extra money just having him on
for sure.
He definitely going to up his pay whenever his contract is up, dog.
For sure.
But it's I gotta start listening to more than just the entertainment podcast.
Now, do you listen to local shows? And if so, which ones do you listen to? Because I listen to yours, and I tap in with yours, and I enjoy that, and some other shows that I listen to as well with people. My only issue with them is some shows not as consistent as I would like them to be, so it's I kind of fall out of the rotation with them.
I'm not gonna lie, the only people I ever paid attention to in the city, I pay attention to yours, I pay attention to the Forum, and I was messing with what's her name, but she haven't been recording as of late. Sherelle, Let's Talk the Podcast.
I don't think I heard that one.
Yeah, I was messing with her, and that's about it. Everybody else is kind of whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it's a competition thing, though. Oh, yeah, and Twins, before they had stopped theirs, that was Connected Experience. And Shop Talk.
Shop Talk, okay.
Yeah, I love those dudes. They came on the show before too.
Yeah.
But for the most part, and then my uncle, though, he got his shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He on 1,000 goddamn different podcasts, so it's kind of hard to keep up. But yeah, but everybody else, you gotta really show me something for me to listen.
Yeah.
And be engaged, because you got a lot of people, a lot of hood rats, a lot of hood dudes who just start these shows and just all right, we know where this is going.
Yeah, right. Right. Like it gotta be something. You want something of substance.
Yeah. It's funny too, but it makes sense because you get the everyday conversation with a lot of these people, man.
Yeah.
And on the bigger scheme, like I said, Joe Budden, Gillian Wallow. Even though Gillian Wallow, sometimes I kind of fall off depending on the guests that they have.
Yeah.
I like a lot of sports podcasts, so I listen to Pivot.
Yep.
I listen to I used to listen to All Smoke. I kind of stopped because Steven Jackson be on some bullshit.
He be tripping, yeah.
He want to go O Block and
yeah. He be tripping.
Carmelo, low key, Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, yeah. I like Melo show.
They had a dope podcast, bro.
He found the right people to tap in with.
Like him, Rudy Gay, my man from
Mero.
Yeah, him. The one black dude, I forgot his name. He an NBA reporter.
Yep.
But dog, it's dope. I didn't know Carmelo would be that dope as an interviewer, dog. Like he real dope.
I'm a Carmelo fan, so yeah, I've been locked in on Carmelo for a long time.
Man.
Yeah.
Me too. I wish the Pistons had got him.
Yes, because I feel like we probably would have got one more championship. Just in my mind, like playing around with scenario, we would probably got one more championship, but that party would have got broken up a lot quicker if we would have got Melo. Yeah, but then also he wouldn't have played. Larry Brown hated rookies, and then also we had Tayshaun.
Yeah,
so
I think he would have been forced to play Melo though.
Probably, but Larry Brown was the problem. He was the problem. We lucky we won with him. Larry Brown is a madman.
I can see some positives and negatives about that. Like, yeah, you probably right. But the one thing about Carmelo, people don't understand, he should.
And we wouldn't have got Sheed. Think about it, because we didn't get Sheed until mid-season. If we would have had Carmelo, then you just think about the ripple effect. That's us assuming that we would still got Rasheed.
Exactly.
We had Melo, we probably don't get Sheed, which means we probably still getting beat up by the Nets when it get down to it, and it would have took longer for us to get to that point.
You might be right. You might be right, man.
Because we would have wait for Melo to develop, so he could play that Sheed role potentially.
Yeah, man. Because Melo should have won Rookie of the Year that year against LeBron.
Absolutely.
They went to the playoffs. LeBron didn't.
Absolutely.
The only thing LeBron stat wise had more than him was assists.
That's it.
I'm like, if you
Melo
go look at those
was balling
stats,
that rookie year. Melo was cooking that year.
Yeah, took them to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Like, he should have won MVP. I mean, Rookie of the Year that year, man.
And K should have won Rookie too, but that's neither here nor there.
Hell yeah. One thing, is there anything that you have learned during your whole time being a podcaster? Like, is there anything that you like, damn, I didn't know I had to do this or I had to go through this? What would that be?
For me, I think that the main thing I kind of pride myself on getting better at is like the consistency part of it, because knowing that you had an obligation to come out with a show weekly, I think that that's just a muscle that I hadn't necessarily flexed beforehand. So it's like it's baked into my workflow every week now. So whether I got to record or if I need to edit, whatever case may be, like I don't care if I got to edit the episode the day of Friday, regardless of the fact if I can't make it come out typical schedule like at 9 a.m. on Friday mornings, then it's gonna be out Friday regardless. Like at bare minimum Saturday, which I had to do a few times, but not in recent memory. So I think the consistency is a big muscle I had to flex, and then also my creativity overall, because I have to promote and market the podcast as well. So there's a social media element, there's an element of building a community offline, which is what I get a chance to do with my newsletter, and then also the different, like I told you, I go to different networking events or business related events, and being able to socialize my show in those ways, and then also being able to get speaking opportunities and engagements from that as well. So being asked to host certain events or do certain styles of content, those are like all different muscles I wanted to flex, but I didn't know like I would get the opportunity to through the podcast.
Is there anything that you would change with your approach
to the podcast?
Yeah, anything you would do different with the way you approach this and start it off?
Yeah, get a team or like build more of a team. So my wife, I'm blessed to be able to have my wife help me out, and she's my executive producer for the show. So she actually helps me set up and record. She'll give me questions that I may have forgot for the guest, or if depending on how much she knows about them, she'll be like, this might be good to ask them and things like that. So I do have her support with that, but just overall, just knowing that I have to be able to get a team. So I'm trying to find me some. I would love to. This is a dream of mine. I'm hoping I can do it sooner or later, but I would be able to find some younger people, but overall people interested in the space that I would be able to kind of take under my wing and mentor and teach them, like, this is how you do certain things. This is how you can, like, build a platform or make digital content and create content and show them the way. And then, you know, in exchange for hopefully them being able to support me with the platform. But I really do want to get more into the educational piece and investing into, like, that next generation. That's always just been a part of my makeup, and so I think that it's some value in helping them figure out these media platforms and digital platforms moving forward.
For sure, man. Man, you a smart guy, man.
All right, it depends on who you ask. But
Now, I haven't did this in a long time, man. My top three. I give you a, you know what I'm saying, something, you give me your top three.
Yep.
Give me your top three dream guest list as far as, like,
nobody I haven't interviewed yet.
Like the biggest, like, you know what I'm saying?
Let's see. All right, number one, because I was just listening to an episode he did recently, but he's also like a media goat of mine, Kev on Stage. Okay. So I gotta have Kev on Stage. Would love to interview my namesake, Denzell Washington. Okay. So that's the OG.
For sure.
And then let me see who else. I'm gonna put this out there because I gotta find a way to make it happen. I know she got a lot of pool and stuff that she does in the city now. Angela Yee. If I can get Angela Yee on the show, that'd be fire. I feel like I'm one person away from getting her on, but I gotta figure out who that one person is.
Yeah. I know somebody. Yeah.
Oh, y'all okay? Yeah, well, y'all you the one person.
Give me your top.
See if it work for you.
Yeah, because I don't think it's gonna work for us. Give me your top three locally that you ever had on the show that you want.
Locally, so in Detroit. You know what? I thought about it recently. I would love to reach out to or have Deja Loaf on the show because I want to know about her journey, that in between time, because you had that success with Try Me, and I know she's doing her thing now, and I think she moved back. She, like, made a statement or a post about her moving back to the city and being here. I would love to be able to talk to her about that in between time because she talked about that time when, like, she wasn't doing well mentally and like kind of like it seemed like Hollywood got the best of her. I would love to know, like, how did you navigate that and how do you navigate what you're doing now? Because she still, you know, don't seem like she on her knuckles or nothing. So it's like, you know, what does life look like now? So locally, Dej, I'll start there. Okay. Let me see who else would I like to be able to have on a podcast locally? Hill Harper. I would like to have Hill Harper on and have a conversation with him. I know that he made that huge push for government when he was running his campaign. We'd love to know, like, how he's pivoted and also his investments in the city, what that looks like. So Dej, Hill, and let me see if I can get one more that I haven't touched base with yet in the city. Because I got a list. I definitely got a list, but I'm trying to see if it's anybody else that come to mind that's local. And then we can get Big Cash on the show too. I love to people talk to her about her music and her relationship and all that type of stuff. I want to know how Cash Doll get into the bag. Like how does Cash Doll make money? How can other people might be able to leverage that and improve their life? Because she's a super smart lady. So I think that I want people to hear more of that side. Like what's the business moves that you making and how have you been able to sustain that?
Now I see a football chain. I assume you play football.
I didn't. I played 1 year in high school, but I didn't. Well, actually, I had told you about my friend who had passed away in 2017. Okay. So this is a remembrance change for him. He was huge into football. He played football. Big Michigan football fan. So just in honoring him.
Okay, got you. Well, give me your top three football players ever.
Top three football players ever? Man. Let's see. So I'm gonna start with one of my goats, Terrell Owens, number one. Yeah, sure. So we gonna start with T.O. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go with my favorites. Let me see. T.O. I'm put Barry in there. Okay. Gotta put Barry in there. Want nobody touching Barry. And then let me see who else would I put in there? I'm trying to think who was I a big fan of growing up outside of, because T.O. was huge for me. You used to be McNabb, but you learn more about some of your heroes as you get older. And you just like, I think I'm good.
Yeah, he was on mine too. He's like, you kind of jackass.
I will put Michael Vick in there. I put Vick in there because not even from like what he was doing in Atlanta and going crazy. Cause I didn't like him then. Because I'm like,
you couldn't tell me nothing.
I didn't like Vick then because I'm just like, he just too good. And then when you play Madden back then, it was like, I wanted to beat him. So I'm like, he just too good. But the perseverance in terms of his career, the situation he went through, how he was able to still come back, and like he was going crazy with the Eagles, and people don't talk about that enough.
That year,
he was going crazy. He got better as a passer and everything. Like Mike Vick, his perseverance.
I was praying they won Super Bowl that year. Like damn.
Yeah, man, it didn't work out, but Vic, I put Vic in there.
Mine's Vic. Peyton Manning and Randy Moss.
Okay.
And of course Barry Sanders, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like in my time, I was watching it and I could really remember everything. It was, those three.
Yeah.
Like Mike Vick, my favorite quarterback ever. Like even though I know stat wise, ring wise, he's not that, but that was just the first time you saw somebody just with that explosiveness and just can get out the pocket and can throw a ball 90 miles per hour damn near. Bro, he'd throw him up from end to end. I'll never forget that one he did to Deshaun Jackson, bro. Like first play out the gate.
Got a rocket.
Against Washington Commanders. Give me your top 3 hoopers, man.
Oh, top 3 hoopers, man. I'm gonna go with Ben Wallace. We gonna start there. Isaiah Thomas.
You Detroit all the way?
Yeah, I'm Detroit all the way. Ben Wallace, Isaiah Thomas. I'm gonna give you Pistons first, and then I'm gonna do a outside top 3. So Ben Wallace, Isaiah Thomas, and then I'll probably go with I said Ben, Zeke. Who else on that Pistons list? Because it started getting dicey after that. I'm gonna put. I don't want to say she because he's the same generation. I want to go to a different generation. So I'm gonna say Grant. Grant don't get enough love. Grant don't get enough love for what he's doing here.
I burnt the hole in my G Hill jersey. That's when I learned that you gotta earn it with the towel on top.
Yeah.
I sizzled that boy in the champion jersey, dog.
And then outside of them, the 3 that I'll go with as far as hoopers, I'm gonna go Kobe. I'm gonna go Shaq, and then let me see who I want for. Who else is up there for me? Just as far as like
Kobe, my
basketball. Kobe's my favorite all time. Shaq, like you can't deny what he did. I'm put Melo in there. Put Melo in there because of his era, he was my favorite of like that crew. Probably him, D Wade, and then Bron.
Yeah. Give me your top 3 foods.
Top 3 foods. Yeah. Mac and cheese still number 1.
I made mac and cheese for the first time last week. It was okay.
It was okay. you ain't got the arm, so you ain't got the secret ingredient, bro.
I got gained a couple pounds.
You ain't got the secret ingredient yet, so
got that skinny arm doing it like
mac and cheese. I hate to be a stereotype. Fried chicken. I love chicken wings. Love chicken wings. And what else? Let me see. Thai food. Thai food. Okay. Yeah.
Give me your top 3 snacks.
Top 3 snacks. Reese's. Yeah. Do chips count as a snack?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Reese's. So the sour cream and cheddar ruffles.
Okay.
And I probably say Snickers.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
M&M's, boy. I fuck some M&M's up. Give me your top 3 movies.
Top 3 movies. What's the name of that movie? Inception. Okay. Inception. Love Inception. Avengers. It was an Endgame.
Wasn't had that.
The one that it was Endgame. The very last one.
Once they died, my wife was crying her ass off.
Hey man, that movie got real. That whole series. I count both of the movies because they technically the same movie split into 2. But how the end that first part of the Avengers series had wrapped up, and then. Training Day. Classic. All
right, man. Give me your top 3 hood TV shows.
Oh no, I'm tripping. Forget Training Day. Friday After Next, because I can damn near recite that movie word for word. It's Friday After Next. Yeah.
Well, give me your order, dog. Of Fridays, 1, 2, and 3. How they go?
All right, so 1, 3, and 2. 1, 3, and 2.
No, it got to be 1, 2.
Because here's the thing. So Friday was, out of the 3, Friday was the best movie. Yeah. Like an actual movie, having a solid plot from beginning to end, stories make sense, all that type of stuff. Sure. Friday After Next was like a comedy, like it basically like an improv, just like throw a bunch of people together to see what happened, because the story didn't make a ton of sense, and it just was people doing a bunch of stuff, but it was funny as hell because you had so many comedians and funny people in there. Next Friday was cool, and I felt like it was funny. I give it more credit now because I used to hate on it, but I watched it recently and I'm like, okay, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it tried to replicate the first one and it didn't do the best job of it. It's what I felt. Because Friday After Next did its own thing. Like, just like, look, we going, I mean, it's kind of, you got the same elements, you hit on the same beats, but it's like, we going to let this breathe and be its own thing. But next Friday tried to just copy and repeat the first one. I'm just like,
I'll let y'all have that, man.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all have that. I don't agree, but I'll let y'all have that.
So, how would you rank them?
I do 1, 2, 3.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yep,
All
1,
right.
2, 3. Because that his introduction, that was hilarious, dog.
Absolutely.
Baby D, is just like, you know Baby D. So you look at me like that. Give me, all right, 2 more. Give me your top 3 hood TV shows.
Top 3 hood TV shows? What would you consider a hood TV show?
Well,
Like Martin
black
or
TV shows.
Oh, black
Top 3
TV.
black TV shows. I'll
Black
say
TV
that.
shows. Okay. Living Single.
Okay. Every time I hear an introduction, I just get sad, dog. I think about my childhood, dog. Like my mama and dad watching
Living Single?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I knew it was almost time to go to bed when they came on. I had like 30 minutes left, dog. And the match came on. I mean, I was up too late.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you was in the trenches when Max came on.
I was dreaming at that time.
Living Single, Martin, and I used to hate on Martin. I didn't think that it was like that funny, but then as I started to see more of it, I'm like, okay, I think I was hating a little bit too hard.
For sure.
Even though I think Fresh Prince is a better show, but I think Martin was just funny as hell. So I would say, what I say, the first one, Living Single, Martin. And then there's one that I'm forgetting that I used to. I'm not gonna put Family Matters in it, but they deserve more credit than they got. Family Matters, but people try to play Family Matters. It's not that. It's a solid show. Yeah, Family Matters is solid.
Carl Winslow got cheated on, dog. Because Eddie too tall to be a son, dog. Harriet dipped off, dog. Carl Winslow's like 6'3". I mean, Eddie was 6'3". Carl was like 5'10".
And I put Fresh Prince in there because that's one that I typically. No, actually. I'm gonna take Fresh Prince out, my wife and kids, because that's one that I watch too religiously.
Now this is going to determine if your show make it on Tuesday or not. Wayans Brothers, dog. You like that show? Or
Absolutely.
Not?
Come on now, bro.
He says it's a terrible show, dog.
What? Okay, it's
Say what you just said.
what?
Exactly. You said Pops.
Pop-
That show without Pops is trash.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I would go that far. Pops and Marlon make the show. Absolutely, Pops. But I think that's by intention as well. So it's good. I think it holds its own during that time frame.
Wayans Brothers and Jamie Foxx show was like
Jamie Foxx show.
Jingles
Yeah.
2000 was All right, last one. Give me your top 3 childhood crushes. Celebrity childhood crush when you was a kid.
When I was a kid,
Yeah, high school, middle school, elementary.
Halle Berry, Nia Long, and
Never go wrong with Nia. Big Nia still out there looking good.
I'm trying to think who else during that time frame. Halle Berry, Nia Long. I'm trying to think of who was at the top of their game back then.
Because you had different time frames. Because I had like at one point it was Nia Long, Jada Pinkett when she was on Jason's Lyric, and Different World and stuff, and Topanga. And then as you grow, you got Zaria off of Parenthood, Tiffany off of In the House.
Yes, yeah, that one. Yeah. I forgot Reagan Gomez.
Yeah,
Reagan Gomez.
And
yeah.
Aisha off of Power Rangers. She was the Yellow Ranger.
Oh
dog.
yeah.
Like at different point in my life, it was different people.
Yeah.
Then I got a little bit older. It was the girl off of City High. Remember that group that Wyclef had?
Oh yeah.
It was,
The backstory on that is crazy.
I know,
but
she
yeah,
messing with all the niggas.
yeah.
But she was definitely up there, dog, in my likeness, dog. And the old little Kim when she was in the with the legs out wide and stuff on the poster before she changed her face. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was my girl, dog. And the girl off of Destiny Child who got kicked out, she was the light skinned one, dog. She came not the first.
Not LaToya.
Not LaToya Luckett. No, it was the second batch. It was Michelle, Kelly, Beyonce, and the light skinned girl. She wanted to be kicked out. That light skinned girl was nice. I might remember your name, light skinned. But because before when Michelle came, it was still 4. Then they let her go and they just went with 3 with Michelle.
She
Kelly.
gonna come on the podcast. You ain't even gonna know who she is.
I know, man. Is there anything that you want to, give the people before we leave about it here?
I would just encourage people who interested in potentially podcasting, like just encourage them to do it. And what I've been talking to my students about are people who ask me questions about podcasting. Just do it. Like, you don't need much like that. I record from my phone. You can start your first episode from your phone.
sure.
The mic, yeah, the mic's on the iPhone is A1, and when talking into it, so you really just need your iPhone and a platform to be able to upload it to. It's different apps that help you do that. So I would just say test it out. Like, literally record a video, 5-10 minutes of you talking about whatever your topic is, or you possibly interviewing somebody. Send it to people, get some feedback, and then see how you might be able to build upon that. And then if you think you got something that you could work with, record 6 episodes before you even drop one, so you can always stay ahead. And then just go ahead and put it out there and share it with the people, and so you can start to see what type of reception you get back, especially if you feel like it's something of value talking about. Or if you just want to do it as a hobby, if you want to get paid from it at some point in time, just do it and test it out at least.
And that's something I'm gonna do more too at the crib. Like, just record like 5 minutes of me talking about some current event stuff that's going on, and
Yeah.
outside of me just interviewing people over here.
Yeah.
Just add, because you gotta have as much to put out there to the people as possible. Because
Yeah.
you will get lost. That's why I say when somebody spin us, I can't go a week without an episode because I'm gonna feel lost, man.
Right,
Like, I ain't
right.
doing enough. It's other people, other people, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff, and I can't fall back because you'll be forgotten.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't do seasons, man. We just keep it going.
You got to.
Yeah,
You got
because
to.
Season 1, you take a month off, like, nigga, who's Rashad? Who is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm too afraid of being lost and stuff, and lost in the sauce. So. But, man, it was a pleasure having you, man.
Likewise, I appreciate you, man.
Finally made that connection happen, man. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying?
So now you know. I hope you know you don't like to go outside, but you got to come on Black Fridays.
No, for sure,
All right,
man.
all right.
For
I'm
sure.
just making sure.
I come on people's platforms. When
Okay.
they ask me to come on the show, get interviewed. I got a lot of people that come on the show and say, you going to be a guest, and then I never hear back from them.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got a whole
The funniest
system.
one, though, was that nigga Kid L. This nigga came on my show and told me in my face, oh, you could be one of the first guests. Nigga hit me back. Oh, like, hey, I'm about to start the podcast. You and Q come. I'm like, all right. I don't know what.
And then you ain't heard from him since. Yeah.
He's probably mad because I got the best podcast in the city.
Dang, it's beef now?
It could be beef. It could be beef, dog. You know what I'm saying? Interview for interview. Let's go. Cause the versus battle.
A podcast versus is crazy. I would not be engaged in that because that you know how long them episodes gonna be. I'm straight. I'm good, bro. Yo, you got it. You better than me.
But no, I appreciate you coming on, dog. It was a pleasure having you on, man. Great conversation, stuff
Thank
like
you.
that, man. So y'all heard it first. He said I was gonna be on this podcast, man. So make sure I get my best Walmart t-shirt and make it happen. But man, you already know, man. Shad vs. Everybody, episode 231. We got Quiet Storm Zell in the building. So Denzell Turner, man. Black Fridays podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure having you on the show. And till next time, man. You already know, best podcast in the city. If you think different, I don't give a fuck.